Your boyfriend ain't here. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, the price is only great night, yeah. They got a cage, didn't they? What they normally got.
Zij ze toch er nou aan de raam? Nee. Denk eraan.
An A110, so I'm no longer running 6%, and when they change that to A99, an A110, it goes on like that. So
And the grades are noted by the colour of the roof, and they gain points from each and every meeting they race at up and down the country over the year. Two for the A60s will be a packed grid. So we'll get the action underway then, a nice warm up to the So we're away then, the first of the night, to the Black Cross, early doors for 91, Mr. Starter, so Black Cross 91, and that was 4. Cutting the corner, so that's an early word. So it's 51 is clear here, as they get involved around the turn. So Rusty takes them around. The much travelled John in 51, who does an awful lot of miles to race in national bangers. It's not his first visit on a Wednesday night by any means, a regular visitor. A few more getting hooked up over on the turn. Finbar and Weevil getting mixed up on the scoreboard bend. Mark Rogers has got in 66 as well. And we got a change on lead. It's 91, Lee Herbert, the Worthing-based driver, that has come through to take them over. Chippy in 2-2-1 as well, and Julie chopped himself over at the House of End, took himself in. 2-2-1 Mark Dobson. So the leader is committing suicide on the back straight. It's 91, but he manages to straighten it up. 363 is second, 51's got all sorts of bother, he's third, and after that is 710. So that's the 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's lap number 4, and a fairly quiet start to the evening for the pre-75 cars. A60's on their way next. Meanwhile, here on the home straight, Mark Rogers rejoins. Chaz probably wishes he hadn't, because he helped him on his way. 91, the leader goes through. 363, Sam Trim is second. 51 is really struggling, but still going in third. Following that is 710, 266, 522. Poor old 310, his old beast has got at least one flat tyre, and he pulls up onto the speedway and a retirement. So Finbar struggling in 349, and it's taking its toll on some of these old beasts. But 91 still going strong, not without the odd scare or two. The Worthing driver makes his way round and up the home straight, and is pulled well clear. The second place, Mr. Trim, has gone on the back straight, so that pulls 51 back up to second at high speeds. 710 is third. More drama over by the scoreboard, yet again involving Mark Beeds. 710 is third. More drama over by the scoreboard, yet again involving Mark Rogers, and also involving the leader. So this is holding him up. He does rejoin, but has probably lost a straight of his advantage. And really struggling. 51 is now second, and now only about 6 to 8 lengths behind the leader. Weevil up ahead in 522, 182 and 221 have it coming together. Now the leader has something to think about, because 51 is gaining, 522 is a back marker. 51 has again almost lost it. 349 has almost overturned on the entrance to the pit turn, but he's on all fours. The leader's gone through Sean with 9 laps done. It's 5 next time. So 5 laps for him. 51 is second, 710 is third, and this really is almost like we're in slow motion. So he's going, and he is well clear again of 51 who's second, 710. I don't think we're going to get any late lunges from the back here. They really are, should we say, one pace, these old beasts. But it's 91 then that comes round the turn. The 4-lap signal at the ready. He gets that. 51 is still there in second. I have to say 91 himself doesn't sound that healthy, but he's still got enough of a lead. 51, 710, 363. The trimmer is still in there. Tim James in 522 still going round. Meanwhile, the leader has been hooked out by 349. So all of a sudden, it's all changed again as 51 is back in front. So, Finbar causing problems for Lee, and now trying to cause problems to 51, and he's done him as well. So 91 left back in front, and 349 on a mission tonight. Certainly going to be scrubbed off many a Christmas card list at this rate. So it's 91 that has the lead again with 2 laps to go. But be warned, 349 is waiting, and 91's done himself now. So 363 comes back in. 91, 349 still waiting over at the House of End. I don't think he's going to go much further. 266, 522, and what's a drama. So 363 is actually a lap down, Mr. Starter, so it's 91 still in front. So 91 comes round the turn with 1 lap remaining. And if you want any more drama, he had a black cross at the start of this. 266 is second, after 266 is 51. And what a dramatic race, which has almost been in slow motion, but it's going to in the end go to the steward's box as rounding the turn for the final time and coming through to take the win on the track. It's Worthing's Lee Herbert who wins in 91. Coming through for second, which yet could be crucial, is Tiggy and 2 double. as they come through. We'll take them back, Mr. Starter. The red flags go out. We now await the steward's decision and confirm who the winner is. Well, there we are, down on the raceway. Did receive a black cross for jumping the start, but it made absolutely no difference.
Sure, I ain't gonna let nothing get in the way. You play your cards all right, you're an ace. You make my nights so bright, you're my days. You took me out of the maze. You are number one. I don't understand the way. I'll never let nothing get in the way. You lift me off of me, so my only number one. Running like a fire, but you I will be the way I'm gonna bring you higher.
Okay, here we go, second action of the night. Still, you have a time cut-off point, so it will be on with the action. How could we have doubted you, Jace? Good stuff. Right, here we go, race 2 for the bangers. We're away then, the pace car leaves the raceway and away go the national bangers. And Peter Leistra, another visitor here tonight, 747 has got to come out for going on the grass. We were talking about the visitors tonight. Across the channel for Peter Leistra tonight. Didn't get off to a great start. Spud Gun has gone round on the entrance to the home straight. Mark Welland has as well in 264. And if you get a chance to see a couple of these up close, just take a look. There really is some tremendous old rust buckets out there, but great to have them here. So 368 will be out, Mr. Starter, if he does rejoin. And that's a flat tyre at least. We've got a yellow cab at the back. And he's now gone. Right, the leading set on the back straight, 834. 476. We've lost a few in all that, and there's a few more about to join them, I reckon, in that group behind, which includes Tricky Dicky and 670. 375 world winner 917 and the current world champion Dalgiers in 27. Our good friend Gert Rubrooks is here in 259. The driver that has been coming over to these shores for so many years in 259. And here again tonight. Meanwhile, the leaders are all involved in mayhem on the entrance to the home straight. There's a few more joining in there. The yellow cab's being well and truly set about. That'll teach him to keep the meter on. So the leader is now 476 coming towards us now, Mr. Starter. We'll get rid of those lights. So 476 has the lead. Second place is probably Tricky Dicky. There's a bit of a train developing. 670 in second. Poor old yellow cap is now well and truly being set about. 226, 204 behind that is Charlie King. And they really are setting about the old cap. 226 likewise. And 834, only a few laps ago, was actually leading, is now well and truly out of proceedings. The Bulldog on the back straight. So it's lap number 7 then. It's 476 that now has a big lead. 917, 670, 84 all involved for the places. I don't know what some people will do for scrap. But all is well as that is taken in on the home straight. So 476 still leads. 476, 917 after that. 84, 71, 670 in something like that order. As we get to the business end of proceedings, Tony Sims in 73 has got on the back straight. Bleach is round here on the home straight. That's the end of his contest, and he's on the grass. In any case, we've lost Tricky and 670 on the entrance to the back straight as well, so they're dropping like flies in the latter stages. Meanwhile, 476 has gone through short with 9 done. It's 5 next time for 476. And all of a sudden 917 is slowly but surely getting there, and all of a sudden it looks like 476 may just have a bit of a problem. So here we go, the 5-lap signal at the ready, and 476 now has 917 on his tail. 84 black flag right ahead of the leader, Mr. Starter, if that helps. 476, 917, and there's certainly no doubt that 476 is in big trouble now, because 917 is fast approaching as they come round. 4 laps remain. So 4 laps to 476. 917 right now on his back bumper, and he's closing in for the kill. In behind that, poor old Gertz being set about by the world champion 27, but it's the pre-75 world winner that's coming to challenge 476, and now the bumper in use as 476 turns around here on the home straight and then gets round for his trouble by 84, who had nowhere to go. There's 3 laps left for the leader, who is now left well clear. 27 is making good progress. It's not impossible that the 2 drivers that started right at the back could finish first and second here. I'm not sure if 71 is there. He is. So we go through 2 laps to go. 917 is miles clear. 71, Kieran is there in second place. 206, 84 is a black flag driver, so he won't be in the result. 27, Dale Hughes getting set about. He's actually lost out in the last few laps, which is unusual for Dale. Meanwhile, the leader, 917, rounds the turn. The start marshal says there's 1 lap to go, and John goes through. Don't remember him having too many wins here in the past, but this looks like it's going to be one of them on a A60 night for 2009 as he comes round towards the scoreboard bend. The checkered flag at the ready, and coming through to take the second win of the night, it is 917. John Mellon who takes the flag. Coming through in second place will be Kieran in 71. After that, we will get Kingy in 206, followed by 299, which is Stuart Young, 204 Charlie, Mark Welland and Dale Hughes. The day is done. The red flags go out to end the second race of the night for the National Baggers. An impressive win right from the back for 917. Good effort from John. We'll see him on his lap. 1,660 entered in there. Speedway raceways, but always there and thereabouts. And we're here around the raceway. Give it up for our race winner, Kieran Garden, who's 71. came round. I'm not sure that Ian Meeker in 266 was too impressed, and I can't blame him, but it was suggested whether or not we tell him that he's got to pull off, but then I suggested that he just have to keep going around the speedway because he's got no brakes. But anyway, it's not that bad a journey midweek, you know. Many a time at Old Trafford I'm working. That's quite mild compared to Yorkshire and Durham. But anyway, here we are. He's on his way along with the rest of them. Good luck to them all as we go back to Mr. Starter for race number 4. All available cars, 15 laps for the National Bangers. So away we go once again, the green flags, red's Mr. Starter, red flag. So the red flag's out and showing, and I guess you don't need brakes when you finish like that. Well, it had to be, didn't it? The red flags come out. That was the only way we were going to stop him. So there we are. As gentle as roll as you're going to get, but that will finish him. I just hope when they push it over, it doesn't just drive off. Anyway, there he is, pushed back to the safety of all fours. Good stuff it is. And 124 is, or 724 rather, is back over. So there's Mark Herbert, who will be pushed to the infield now. And we'll have the complete 15 laps once again. We were just wondering how we... So back to green we go. Here we go with full restart, 15 laps off the raceway. Starter will have the black flag if he gets going again, which is debatable. So lively old start in this banger contest. Well, he has got back out, and despite the action, he's still got it on him. So this one coming towards us now, the black one, black flag. So 377. 66, 182, also black flag. Poor old 377 wants to come back when the snow's down. He can take kids down the hill on that when it's snowing. In 377, excellent for a toboggan, but not really good for a stock car track. So we're away, and it is 51 that leads. Can he hold on this time round? 264 in 266. Getting involved here on the speedway on the home straight. Tricky's didn't bother on the back straights. Looking for a leader, 51. So 51 from 204 in second. 51, 204. And 299, followed by 71. So that's the top four. Good battle for second, actually. 299 goes through. Stuart Young. Tricky rejoins. But the leader is Woosty in 51. 299. Now the leader could have something to think about here because the back markers are getting involved. 363 at the end of his race. He's on the grass. And once again, oh, well, would you believe it? That's the car that's been black flagged who's come back in. So reds are out and showing. Well, I'm afraid that the driver that's been black flagged has rejoined and then caused a stoppage. So there's a lesson to be learnt as the black flag was shown. And now we've got a stoppage for nothing. So the red flag's out and... So 5 laps complete. Here we go with take 3 of what's been a lively one so far. Let's see what happens once again as we hand back to Mr. Starter. Cam 51, hold on. We'll find out. Here's the resumption of race 4. So we're away once again, and several getting involved under the scoreboards. The 377 Mr. Starter won't be lap scored, so neither will 917, obviously, because we had the same problem as earlier. So they race down the back straight then, and the leader is 51, who had the lead at the time of the stoppage. 299 second, 204 third. Following that is 264, 183 and 27. Just have a look at 66 Mark Rogers, who's making his way round the Howsham Bend. And I reckon that car's probably a third the size it was when it started the evening. So 51 now under a bit of pressure as Stuart comes through in 299 and now goes through on the insides. 51 is second, following that is 204, and then after that is 264, 183 and 27. So it's a change on leaders. 299 and 51 come round. And as the leaders come through and up the home straight this time, they go through with 9 laps done, Mr. Starter. It's 5 laps next time, so 5 laps remain. So that's exactly as they run. It looked as though 51 again not got away from them. Here we go then, as they come through. The signal is out, through goes 299, through goes 51. The third place driver is 204. 917 is there, but he isn't, but you know what I mean. 183, 27 and 264. 564, the old beast. It looks like one good hit could batter that rust machine. So we race through then, final stages of this 4th race of the night. So 3 laps remain, and 299 over on the back straight still has a lead, but 51 still has just 3 lengths to make up. There are back markers getting involved ahead of him, although they clear all of that. So 2 laps remain. And 299 here on the home straight, blows up, and 51 is back in front. So all change again, and 299 all went wrong just as 51 was a couple of lengths behind, and surely now 51's going to get his win, or is he? As we go through then, the final lap plus this to go, 1 lap remains, through goes 51. The second place driver is 917, so he's effectively not there. So 27 is third, behind that 183, 264, and finally 564. That's how they run as they head down the far side and round the final turn, coming through to take the win. Never looked as though it was going to go his way. It was 51. Well done to John Wollstonecraft, who takes the win. Beyond that will be 917, 204, 27. 183, 264, and then behind that is 564. That's the way they run then, as the rest complete the distance. The red flags go out to end a lively one for the National Bangers, and in the end it went the way of 51, who takes the win. Good stuff it was. We'll see him on his lap of honour. So the National Banger A60 final underway. Just got a feeling the pace car probably wants to go around again, but just got off, and we are away for this 15-lap feature final. (917) and 91 getting close to the comfort. So trying to pick up the leading pack. It's 363, or was at least. 277 here on the entrance to the home straight. Ashley Tompkins, or 377 rather, mounts the tyres. So 363 is the leader, which is Sam Trim, not James Bully of course tonight. He goes through leading. Mark Welland is there or thereabouts in second, but there's a whole group getting set about, and the leader spun all on his own on the entrance to the back straight. So 71 and 264 now involved in the battle for the lead. 13 Peter Lexler is round on the back straight. Our continental visitor here on the home straight. They're setting about a few. Poor old 226. Jamie Marsh has had a right old rough ride and is halfway over, but not quite. Comes back on all fours. It was very nearly a rollover. So as we said, the leader is up front now, 71, which is changed. So 71, Kieran is out in front, 264 second, 206, followed by 710. They make up the top four as we go on to lap number 7. 13, our continental visitor jumps clear of its machine, 363. wonders what might have been. So as they go on to lap number 6, 71 has the advantage. 264 Mark Wellen, 206, 710 and 670. They are the top 5. Bleach Jerry Ansell having a rough ride round the scoreboard bend, visiting the Armco, but trying to come back at 91, who helped him get to that place. And now 71, the leader, is struggling. So on a night where, to be honest, several drivers have had the lead but not looked like they've wanted to win, here in this one, 71 looks a sitting duck, 264 and 206, 670. They hit the scoreboard bend again as 774 comes back, and there's a rollover. Red Mr. Starter, please. So the Reds out and showing 264 here on the entrance to the home straight, was actually in second place, challenging for the lead, and clipped the 774 car, who caused bedlam amongst the leaders and clipped the back of the Weller machine. He's up and over. Okay, 5 laps remain at the green flag, Mr. Starter, so it will be 5 laps only because of time and cars remaining. But what a 5 laps it promises to be. So as the pace car races off into the distance, here come the band once again. Who's going to take the trophies home tonight? Let's find out as we hand back to Mr. Starter. Resumption of the Banger Grand Final. 5 laps at the green flag, Sean. So 5 laps, who's your money on? Kieran Carton, Tricky Dicky is up there and putting pressure on. 467 almost loses the whole back end here on the home straight. In the end is out, but may rejoin. Meanwhile, there's a good tussle on here. 4 laps remain, and again 71 under extreme pressure from Tricky and 670 as they go round the Howsham bend. So it's 71, 670, followed by 27, Dale Hughes, the world champions, not out of this, as they go to the scoreboard again. 774 is right out wide and slow. Tricky takes it up, 3 laps to go. 71, 27 doesn't sound that healthy, but healthier than 91, as 51, 774 and 84 all have their own shindig. Sound that healthy, but healthier than 91, as 51, 774 and 84 all have their own shindig here on the home straight. So 2 laps plus this to go, and it's 670 that has the advantage. Tricky Dicky, the former figure of 8 world champion, 71-27. Dale Hughes is trying to close, but the car doesn't seem to be handling that well, and it's getting mixed up with the back markers. It's Tricky that has the advantage then. There's 1 lap plus this to go, and it's Flopton that has the advantage. Dale Hughes, who's won so many races here over the years, and in particular in recent times, Kieran is third in 71 as they go round the Howsham Bend, the final lap in the National Bangers here this evening on this pre-75 and A60 evening. 27, so many wins, but it doesn't look as though he's going to be able to do that tonight, although 670 and 84 is getting interesting, but Tricky does it well, gets the flag and wins it. Dale Hughes is second, Kieran Carton third. After that will be Charlie King in 204, Lee Herbert in 91, a big one on the back straight as well at the death. The red flags go out to end the National Banger final here this evening, and a good win in the end for Tricky in 670.
Behind your lies, I can see the
Unfortunately, Dale Hughes has gone back in the final. Well done to Kieran Carton in 71, who takes third place in the final. Second place then will go to Dale in 27. We'll make sure he gets that trophy. But coming through to take the win, and he has a habit of winning on big nights here with Southern Championships, Arlington Championships and various other things. Former world title winner over the figure of 8, of course. Here he is to take the final tonight. It's 670. Tricky Dicky, Richard Flockton in 670. Well done to Rich, who takes the checkered flag and the trophy here this evening.
There's next night of results, third place in the final, well done to 71, it takes third place in the final. Second place then goes to gets that trophy. But coming through to take the win, that's a habit of winning on big nights of course. Meanwhile, the place up for applause, the National Banger winner and third.
I don't need to tell you that much. Here we go then. Good luck to them all as we hand back to Mr. Starter for the final time tonight. Unlimited laps. The fight's the finish. It is the National Banger Destruction Derby. And if you're on the home straight, just see if you can see the starter on the back of the pace car's face when they come round, holding on for grim life. So we're away, most of the field are in any case. And a fair amount of jacking going on, to say the least. And some cars that started at a reasonable size are a great deal smaller. And still they come. Well, they've come from far and wide tonight to get involved in the racing. Now, is it possible that we could get the whole field in there? One by one, they continue to go in. And all is okay. Some decide to jump ship now. Surely the attraction for the others is still there. 814, I think, fancies it. What have we lost? Something like 9-10 cars in all of that, which was well over half. So these old beasts, their final showdown tonight. Well, the attraction seems to have gone. I don't think any more are going to go and get involved in that. Weevil in 522 has a distinct size disadvantage. You can show the blue flag, Mr. Starter, to the drivers. Our usual formats have reminded them that it is a destruction derby. So we're down to about 5, and they include Peter Dodge in 197, Mr. Invisible, Tim James Weevil, 310, Chaz Lee, 363, Invisible, Tim James Weevil, 310, Chaz Lee, 363, Sam Trim, also still going. The blue machine by the scoreboards, who's getting involved with Tim James. 310 and 197, fancy a bit of this. So 363 is going to go and get involved. I pass my apologies on to you at the Houshermen, who rather missed out on the action in this one. But as they continue to battle on, we're down to 5, and that may be 4. Looks like Weevil may have gone. So 363 being well and truly rammed against the pit gates. So not great speeds at the moment, so difficult to see anybody finishing anybody off like that. So Jethro in 528 about to turn back with some force. So 363 and 197 break away. Now we do have a wheel on the home straight, but that is going to the safety of the infield. Ran a lot quicker than some of the greyhounds I've backed in recent times, so our thanks to our safety team there for quickly getting rid of that. So 197 has no front wheel. 363 and 528 are still going here on the home straight. There is still one other moving down on the turn along with Peter Dodge, but bearing in mind he has no wheel. And he doesn't have a side panel now either. So 363 is after his prey. So we're down to the final knockings of tonight's Destruction Derby, but who's going to take it? 363, 528. And they seem to be the only two, well they're not, there's one other. So 564, 363 and 528. So Jethro takes a positive approach and decides that the best way to deal with this is with a run-up at his own pace. So at high speed at the Howsham end of the raceway, Jethro, Mark Cooper in 564. So here he comes, like a whippet in the night. So here he comes. Oh. And it promised so much. So 528 Jethro, if he hadn't done the lap, he may still have been going. So it looks like it's Mark Cooper that is still going. So there we are, the checkered flag goes down. It's a win for 564. Well done to him. Jethro, a game effort in 528.
Right, DD still to come, DD number one still to come, and that will be the race winner of that, and that is Mark Cooper.
119 from Dean Andrews. The cars are ready to roll. We're going to see if we can hit the music before they do, although I doubt that's going to happen. Well, I'll tell you what, the mouldy old doe's mouldy well gone off, and I couldn't find it. Not in time anyway. The green flag is down, ready for race one. We've already got two gentlemen exiting onto the speedway track and wiping each other out in the process. One is the 711 Vauxhall Vera of Bob Farley. Weevil, in the aforementioned VW, is already in trouble. He gets a black flag for an incursion onto the grass. That's if he ever manages to get it running in the first place. It looks like it's the bad boy up front, Liam Conway in that 160 Datsun. Quite a rare beast from the 1970s. We have the A40s in trouble. We've got 771-310 not looking good at all. Chaz Lee's Hillman Minx variant spins around on the Hailsham turn. 130 goes through to take that place. Nicely prepared car from Dan Cook, one of the several Triumph Dolomites or motors of that ilk that we see here tonight at Arlington. Number 42, very rare indeed, in Austin Allegro estate car. Looks like a mini hearse, doesn't it? Tim's got the Beetle going, but the Beetle is in trouble. The black cross has already been shown to him, and around goes the aforementioned Allegro, I think, and backwards into the wall. Yep, 384 is your leader. Out goes Dino in the 119. He gets spun around, but it's 384 Conway with 843 Pete Osborne right on his tail now. They're good mates, but when the chips are down, the bumper is going to have to go in, and it's Bodger in second position in the Triumph Dolomite 1500, who is now pursuing the Datsun mounted leader. Behind that, we've got Davies in the 158, then Cecil 194 and another Triumph. Behind that, we've got very nice to see, in fact, Finbar Saunders here in car 349. Don't see him too often at Arlington these days. Good to see him here. New leader, it's 843 who takes the lead down the backstretch. 843 is the leader coming out of Pit Bend, having deposited Conway in the wall, where Tim's Beetle has come to rest as well. Another rare car picks its way through, 731. Sean Dyer in a 450 Wolsey from the early 1950s. And she takes a little bit of getting up to speed, that one. I think the other boys have lapped him twice in the time it took him to get her going again. But nonetheless, the leader is in amongst them there, and now got a bit of a fight on his hands from the Singer Bose behind 733 Stroudy. And through the Hailsham turn, Bodger tucks her onto the inside and is up there behind. Can't resist to having a dice and a push at Lee Herbert in the 91 car. Slows himself up a little bit. He's still well in the traffic. Shane Davis has wound up little 100E to as much as she'll go and is tackling some of the big boys. That car already pre-raced at Aldershot. Okay, we've lost the fit, and out goes the 731, courtesy of the aforementioned Mr. Davis, and it looks like that'll be a black flag for 731. Indeed it is. Most of the lads know the rules, but just in case they don't, the black flag is there to tell them they do not go on the grass at any time. Round the pit bend then, Pete Osborne, Bodger, he's your leader, 843, he was off pole position, didn't quite make a good 262 is second, and 194 Cecil in third place. Through the pit bend once again goes Bodger with his little brown Triumph, found just a stone's throw away from where the team work, and live in the Hastings area. The car belongs to the same lady owner, 22,000 miles on the clock, and it's 5 laps next time, adding another 1¼ miles or thereabouts to that 22,000 for Pete in the 843 car. Coming down in front of us now, Startic is giving him the signal. There's 5 to go. He acknowledges, passes by the 360, looking a little way back. And it's still 194 now who holds second place, nearly 3/4 of a lap down on the leader. So certainly a lot of progress from Pete in the 843 car. A lot of cars stranded, stuck, bent and otherwise incapacitated during the course of that one. And around goes the 360. That's Jack Reynolds getting spun backwards and steaming gently onto the infield he goes. So that presumably will be a game over as far as Jack's concerned. Right, not too many runners. We've got Cecil still running, we've got Herbert still running. We have 262. Buster Godden, who was up there in the places for quite a while, is still on the move. Can't quite call to mind the exact make of that car. Looks like it might be a Datsun, but I could be completely wrong, because it's already been destroyed in a little bit of form. Not as hard, though, as Jack Reynolds' 360 has, receiving a rather large hit from behind from somebody not entirely unfamiliar to him. A bit of encouragement, I think, get the ball on his way. A black flag he gets, that's for his off-course incursion earlier on. We've still got Finbar running in the 349, 733 Stroudy is also still on the run, Ricky Stroud. 467 Johnny Boy gets creamed down the wall by Cecil, and John Plater hangs on for grim death, gets a more or less stop before the car's totally destroyed, but it's steaming nicely, probably the end of that one for this particular session. So your leader then down the back stretch, not too far to run now. In fact, he's on his, it's a checkered flag lap as far as Pete Osborne's concerned. And here he goes. He did that one with or without the encouragement of our steward. The second place, quite a way back to go, and that's Cecil in the 194 car, still on the back stretch in another triumph. So certainly a triumph for the triumphs, as you might say. Nailed it, Mr. Starter. Thank you very much. A red flag goes all. 751, Laurie Wells, with the back end of that. He might as well have had big there to straighten out, so I'm sure that's what they'll be trying to do in the next few minutes. We've got another heat back and a fine range of cars that all look much the same, didn't they? They did. You can't remember them, can you, young Popey? What are you doing here, Mark? Are you up here learning the ropes or something? Learning the ropes or something? Yeah, I think he's going to be a commentator sooner or later. Which, really, because by this time all the badges have gone. They will be out there shortly. Fine bangers they were. Ruled the roost in the 1970s here at Arlington and at other tracks. Well done, that man, Mr. Osborne. You didn't need a lot of encouragement there, did you? We'll give you the full result of that race in just a minute. But meanwhile, Pete gets his picture took from Mr. Keith Hobson, who is down there along with Matthew Bull from racepixels.co.uk, recording the event tonight, and a posse, no doubt, of other photographers as yet unobserved. I think Alex is here, and indeed Matt Howe. Yep, they're all out there doing the duties on the infield tonight and keeping a weather eye on those black clouds. Well done, Peter. That looked a bit too easy, my boy. We'll have to put a handicap on you next time. Start right from the very back, or possibly in Hailsham. Ladies and gentlemen, give him a round of applause as he comes round. Pete Osborne, winner of race number 1 tonight. Stock cars are out next. 2-litre stock cars are next. Giving a little more time for the bangers to... You didn't need a lot of encouragement there, did you? We'll give you the full result of that race in just a minute. Meanwhile, Pete gets his picture took. And Hobson and down there on the back of the block. Race picture. Okay, on the back stretch, give a big warm welcome as the sunshine pours down on Pete Osborne. Meanwhile, just to let you know, slight change of program. The 2 1-litre stock cars are out next. 2-litre stock cars are next. Give it a little... Get your pencils and your programs ready. Programs are still available from the track shop, along with this month's issue of Wheelspit magazine, which covers the entire speed weekend in some depth. There's Short Circuit, there is Wasted, there are a plethora at these lots of other magazines as well. And if you haven't got your program, despair not, because they are. But here come your results. The winner was 843 Pete Osborne. Second was 194 Steve Cecil Anscombe. Third was 262 Buster Godden. Fourth place went to 260. That's got to be Keith Reynolds, I imagine. And we've seen him race here many, many times. A Dutchman with a faint trace of a Norfolk accent, it has to be said. Well, he's a bit closer at them than he is us, isn't he? And it's good to see him over here again. A really nice guy, and welcome here any time. Who else have we got? We've got some more usual suspects. I've run out of number visibility from back here. We've got a pre-A60 one. Did you see that? In fact, we have a Morris Oxford from the 1950s in amongst the A60s, a little bit predating these, a 1500cc one originally, don't know what it is now. We got Kingy, of course, is out there, Dave King, a Sussex man who's a problem with the car. means that one looks like a non-starter. We've got the 753 is driven by Billy Cunningham from Guy Hearn, there Wisbeach. Good to see him here at the track, not a very frequent visitor. We've got 377, we've got Alan Tibbs in the 304, we've got a good old Jerry Ansell, Bleach in 84, number 2, John Bicknell in a very nice looking car. 373 currently on the speedway track is Robbie Wilkinson. Presumably he will be joining the rest of the guys at the end of this lap, or will he? And it's green flag down and they are gone. Tomo gets a bit of a quick start in the 25 and pulls away from the field, who all fall over each other coming out of the Hailsham Bend. 288 gets turned around by 73 Sims in the estate car version. 66 Rogers comes up behind him and gives him what he got. Limbo having a little crack at the 62 of Phil Stevens, turns him round on the Hailsham Bend, and up the wall goes 377 Ash Tompkins. Nope, he didn't get it right the first time, so Jerry has another crack. Jerry Ansell in the 84. This time he manages to stop not only his rival but himself by a little bit of self-trappage. 288 piles in, looks like that's done Jerry's car no good at all. It's 25, 814, 564, 73, 66. That's your leading group in this first race for the Austin A60s tonight. It's Tomo down the backstretch in his familiar black and green colours. He's raced all sorts in his time. There's a bit of a mishmash of cars going on the speedway track just out of the pit bend, which keeps the track currently pretty clear. There's an exhaust system gone. Up the wall goes Twiggo in 322, that car being rearranged very severely. Stevens is turned upside down and back on his wheels again. Now then, he's okay. So we're going with that one. Yep, the driver seems to be fine. He's getting her back into reverse. So a bit of a flip over and back on his wheels for Phil Stevens. These old cars do bounce a little. 71, Carlton is out of the race. Tame Irishman in the car and metal recycling black and red machine. We've missed a few. There's hubcaps scattering the place. We didn't notice those. They're supposed to come off in the pits. Not on the track. 288, Carl Sauter abandons ship. If you're looking for exhaust, Carl, it's over here. 13, Peter Leistra skirts around the exhaust very wisely as Tomo goes through with 814 now stacking on the pressure. Right behind him, it looks like he might nick the lead, is Mark Millen. And Mark's making a bit of an effort there to get by. Didn't quite come off, and Tomo keeps his foot in it, still going rather well. I think we have got then a change of second place, but certainly Strudwick gets creamed down the wall. 25, 564 and 814 seems to be the running order at the present. Now Struddy is there and just in front of him. He's could be unpredictable. Kingy turns round humps in the 587, still Tomo, and with behind him the race is on. We've got a little bit of a gap back then to the to the 4th, 5th and 6th cars, but the leader not getting very far away from the crowd this time, and he really is going to have to be keeping an eye on what's happening behind him as well as in front. He seems to have had a magnetic attraction to Kingy's car at the moment. That nearly cost Tomo the race. But he's hanging on there, driving and actually a cracking race at the moment with Coty Cooper in the 564 behind him, and then after that we've got 814 Millen. Behind that it's Rogers and Bicknell going at it. Bicknell in the blue one goes through to take up another place. Jack France's car steaming nicely. We're only giving them 15 laps. These cars are getting on a bit. But they will be doing an awful lot of damage during the time. There'll be work to be done for sure. Plenty of cars later on though, I dare say. Bleach's car looking a bit shorter than it was when it started, and we have a wheel off and a red flag, Mr. Starter. Wheel off means a red flag and the race brought to a halt. The driver's already slowing down. The wheel does get a hit, so keep an eye on that wheel on the backstretch. We don't think... Tell you what, as we're getting a restart left, I'm going to get that mouldy old dough in. An eye tonight of the governor himself, Mr. Dean Wood. Good evening, sir. Till he turns his back. Mark Cooper, his car unfortunately conked out in the interim period, so a bit of a lease of life there for Tomo in the 25, and then behind that we have got a gaggle of cars, including Mark Welland. I'm not sure what his position in the game is at this time, but I think he has, in fact, he did make the top 5. We've lost a couple in it. It's going to be a shoot to the line. Mark Thomas is the man who has got really to keep a great eye on his mirror. And the green flag flies. Mr. Starter sends them on their way for the 5 remaining laps. It's a black flag for car 84. It's a red flag, in fact, as well. A poor start. In fact, we have a straight to the green flag, and away they go once more. Still Mark Thomas, your leader, with Mark Millen in second position. Then we've got Charlie King, we've got 66 Mark Rogers scrapping over the next place, Struddy in 183, Skelly in 256, then Jethro 528, the trapper of tyres, 206 with a red flag again, and another wheel around. It's got to be a call this time, we rather think. It is a result. We're going to give you that one in. Well done then, Tomo. At the end there, having to do 2 restarts would have been taking a mick just a little bit, but he had that race all under control right the way through there. One day you'll run out of green and black paint, and then what shall we do? We won't even recognise him. He's got his overalls the same colour. Give the man a big round of applause, not unfamiliar with the checkered flag. Mark Thomas, ladies and gentlemen, grand win in the A60 Banger Heat. Well, there's a lot of you on the pit bench, so give the man a big round of applause and a cheer. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Thomas. Race winner Pete Osborne in 843. We are going to wind them up, send them on their way. Goes the pace car, up comes the green flag. They are racing 44 cars, ladies and gentlemen, 44 cars here at Arlington. Open over goes Charlie King. We've got a rollover on the show right here. There's a quandary for the steward. All sorts of action on the pit bend. They're really getting stuck in, cars going left, right and centre. And we're looking for car 587. He barely makes it across the line as Mark Wellen ploughs into him and goes somewhat off course in the process. So 587, he's your leader. Humps rather. Humps gets bumped and still manages to retain the lead going down the back stretch. 587, he's got Jethro behind him in 528. That can only be bad news. Charlie King still running after a bit of an excursion earlier on when he very nearly went upside down in a big way. We got the car that fell over still on the speedway track. That is no problem or hazard to traffic. The driver is A-OK and out, so we carry on with the racing. Normally a rollover brings out the red flags. Finbar gets spun around. Wellen's car now, after a cracking start, looking a bit second hand. It's 373 now who assumes the lead, Rob Wilkinson. And Wilco, in fact, trifling with the 130 of Dan Cook at the back marker, so he may not have that lead for terribly long. Behind that, we've got Twigo, who ploughs into the track. On the far side, they're all piling in, including Kingy. He doesn't make it through. Strudwick does, though, in 183. So does Charlie King. So does Gert Roybrooks in the 259. Limbo is on his way. Beyond that, Jethro must have lost some ground somewhere along the line. We've got 731 pulled out, as has a number of others. And inadvertently, the Rover is stacked up on the far side, along with number 2, Bicknell, who manages to just about get going and then get well in the way of the man who was racing for the lead. And it's a red flag. There's a wheel off and a wheel on the track, so the red flag. This will give the stragglers a little bit of an opportunity to get up towards the leaders and maybe take them out, maybe just pass them, who knows. Bad news for the leader, of course, as these things always are. We'll be getting them back into race order. 5 laps in the history books, a bit of fell over on the speedway track. Been there, done that. Quite embarrassing. And third, we believe, should be 363, which we're looking for. Of course, they have to stop when the breakdown crew. Okay, Wilkinson in the 373 is the man with it all to do. He's got to hang on at the front. She leans out of the turn straight down to the green flag. 373 away, 183, 66. And then 363, 194, 158, 262. Shane Davies going rather well in the middle forward and just about fails to contact Buster Godden in the 262. Spun out and halfway across the speedway track, Mark Cooper. And it's a black flag indeed for 564 Mark Cooper. Did get the back wheels onto the infield green, and that's a no-no. Okie dokie. 183 is your leader now, and that's Mick Strudwick, and he's won many a race in cars similar to this one, and indeed more modern, ancient, modern, you name it, Mickey will race it, and generally gives a good account of himself. He certainly looks like he's got the bit between his teeth in this one. As Cecil deals with Bleach down in front of us and fails to spin in. Godden gets out of the way as 702 comes through. Davis lurking in there as well. And Struddy coming around the pit bend. Good, good, good. And it looks at the moment as though he's got the track pretty much to himself in front. He has got 66 behind him, Mark Rogers. Mark's car starting to steam, blowing a lot of it. It looks at the moment as though he's got the track pretty much to himself in front. He has got 66 behind him, Mark Rogers. Mark's car starting to steam, blowing a lot of it. It's a red flag. Wheel off on the pit bend, so kindly keep your eyes open. It's up against the wall, so shouldn't be a problem. But another red flag, another wheel off. They do take some punishment. Sometimes things break. And in fact, it's a checkered flag on that one. We're right near the end of the race, so the win will go to Mick Strudwick in 183 by a fairly narrow... And there is then winner of our third national banger race tonight, and a fairly eventful one it was too for Mick Strudwick, but he's been there, done that, and bought the t-shirt, not to mention the socks and the matching underpants. Done extremely well tonight in 183, kept it all on the island for that one, managed to get away from. I rather think that if we'd gone the full distance he'd have still won that one, because he's certainly looking on good form. So do give him a round of applause as he comes round, a veteran of the banger racing game, I think it's fair to say. Here he comes, Mr. Mick Strudwick, the winner of heat number 3. Just going around the pit there now for your applause and a big warm welcome, Mick Strudwick, ladies and gentlemen. Your applause and a big warm welcome, Mick Strudwick, ladies and gentlemen. And 158. Okay, we will be back, I think, with the lightning rods next, I would imagine. He's from Ipswich, you know. Still can't be helped. You don't know when you've got it good. It's getting... Trying to give that one more last outing, no doubt. Yes, good man. It's looking a little worse than it did when you bought it, but it managed to go 63 years without all that damage, and look what he's done tonight. Anyway, second in the points we got on this here CD next then. With the pre-1975 brigade. Ways from the pace car as he heads for the infield and comparative safety. Lots of mess kicking off. Whoa! Debris flies high in the air as they pile it on the pit bend. It's a big one. They're all in there. Davis is in there. 13 is in there. Tomo is in there. Finbar, Limbo. They're piling in. Certainly there was no effort made at stopping as they shot into that heap of cars on the pit bend even before taking the green flag. So cracking stuff for a start there. Let's see how many of them managed to sort themselves out. And it's 843 Bodger who's in the lead with 194 Cecil behind him. They're going down the back straight, heading into turn 3 and possible chaos. It's certainly going to take a bit of navigation to get through. Bodger just about clips the back of the car. Cecil lines him up on the inside and manages to move through. 388 and 73 Sims come to blows in front of us. Alan Tibbs is still going in the 304 Morris Oxford. But it's Pete Osborne in car 843 who leads. Cecil gets turned around by Jethro. Alan Hunt on the go in 528. 388 gets a black flag for an incursion onto the grass. 388, Mr. Starter, black flag. 304 gets piled in by 377 on the pit bend. Those two steaming in there, sir. That was Ashley Tompkins doing the damage and going back for more. Limbo now taking a hit on the infield from Kieran Carton. I would imagine that is the car a bit sidewards onto it. Yes, it is. Jethro picks his way through the debris. And, whoa, 194, Cecil steams into the Morris and goes into the pile of cars. Now then, that could eliminate him from the run-in, the speed that he went in there. It's a black flag for 245 if he makes it round here, Mr. Starter. Black flag for 245. Currently intent on damage down in that big mess of cars on the pit bend. The bend totally blocked, so it is okay under those circumstances, although we'd rather they didn't have to go on the perimeter of the speedway track. That is very nearly blocked too, and I think Alan Hunt, one of the guys who is in, if you'll pardon the pun, in the hunt in this one. 256 Skelly it is that leads at the moment though, and 373 in second, so we've still got a bit to do, and Limbo gets spun around yet again on the far side. He keeps coming back for more though. I doubt that he's finished yet. 264 Welland still got a little bit of go in the car, but it's 256 Skelly. Charlie King is behind him a lap down. It doesn't mean that he won't take a pop at the leader, of course, and that's assuming, and the leader does get through. Charlie doesn't. He goes to join the boys playing in the big heap. Now then, Bodger is still on the move in 843, trying to make up some lost ground. But I think he's fighting a losing battle. Phil Stevens is wrestling with a 62 car to keep that on the go, as it looks like Finbar and Carton come head to head. 204 Charlie King goes through. It's a red flag. A wheel on the track on the far side, so it's a red flag situation, and all the cars come into a prompt halt. Gentlemen, thank you very much. That's the way we'd like to see it. That'll give us a chance to perhaps sort out a racing line through the bend. There's still a few laps to go. We will keep you posted on that. Let's have a little more moldiness.
With the 1975 regatta. R62. All three will be coming down to receive your... Round on the pit bend, getting a little bit soggy there, I dare say, but hey, it's a fairly warm night. Give a round warm applause, if you will, to the winner tonight, and Sean Kelly, 256, the checkered flag in the banger final.
It's a non-start of a 373, that's bad news. Everybody steams into the back. Saunders, Sauter, they're all in there. Dodge, Anscombe gets knocked about a bit. Peter the Dutchman gets knocked onto the speedway track. Cecil gets turned around, and I think we've already lost Limbo, Tom Farron, and a bunch of others down in front of us. Now Jethro is well placed in the middle of the pack. He can see what's going on in front of him and get ready to deal with anybody that should trouble his way. But on the other hand, he could be in big trouble already because he's just found himself on the speedway track with a car. No, he's got it turned round, ready to do some other way thinking. Right where you can enjoy it on the pit bend, I dare say. On the other hand, he's just circulating at the moment. No, he's okay. Jethro is sorted, but he's going to get a steaming up the rear end from the 66 car. If he doesn't get a move on, he does. Just about gets away with that. And 66 Rogers charges in, but doesn't quite manage to make contact. 377 circulating reasonably well. Ashley Tompkins. As here comes 702 setting about Bleach in the 84. Now that's got to be the last time we see that car, I'm sure. Jerry dragged it out the hedge, fired it up, managed to get it going for one more time, did 84, Jerry Ansell. I don't think it's going to last too much longer. Jethro attaches it to the front of his car, propels him down the back straight a little bit faster than he really wants to go. Looks to me as though Jerry was trying his very best to break the whole thing and stop himself from disaster, which he did, until along came 377 Ash Tompkins, 373 Wilkinson, and fired him right into the wall. That has finished off the car good and proper, I would say. We're just making sure the driver is okay. It was a bit of an impact in that one. And it's a red flag. Jerry Ansell taking a big hard hit on the pit gate. So red flag. Jerry Ansell, one of our veteran racers, doesn't race as much as he used to. But we hope that he's going to be okay after that. 49 still seems to be mobile. Ash still seems to be seated in the car, which may or may not be working. Yep, and Jerry out of the car, a bit shaken, not too stirred, we hope. So we shall see how he gets on. He's been checked over by our medics. As down the back stretch, Limbo goes down, this time courtesy of Jethro, gets turned around, just about avoids going into the wall. So our Dutchman, Gert, is in good shape still at the moment, or he was. The car now seems to have died under him, unfortunately. We have still got 753. Albeit a little bit off course. Nope, he's decided to abandon ship there, Billy Cunningham in the 753 car. That seems to we're going a little bit further. He's steaming well. 363 still running quite well, and Sam Trim. Still trying to drag the old Wolseley along is Sean Dyer, but he seems to be a bit short of cogs now. I don't think he's got too much else to do. Alan Tibbs takes a hit in the rear from Jethro, who still seems to have the liveliest car of the bunch. Or does he? No, Bodger in 843 is still fairly well equipped in the power department. A big hit this time for Tibbs from 262 Buster Godden. Buster's whatever it is, Nissan, Toyota, blah blah blah, manages to rearrange the rear end of the 304 car, but it doesn't stop Alan. He trundles off again. This time Limbo turns around to try and follow him in that direction. We've got Jethro heading back around the track in the anti-clockwise direction, which could be very bad news for somebody, possibly Bodger, who is heading in that direction at the moment. Can Jethro stop him? He's going to have a little bit of a turn round, but I don't think he's going to manage to do that. 733, that's looking pretty well bent, and Limbo is about to take one into the wall, I think, or is it? No, Godden can't move him. He's certainly he was showing, if you'll pardon the pun, some Dutch courage there by staying off the brake as long as possible. Takes a hit in the back from Jethro, though, does 259. So Limbo's maybe done for that. Okay, we've got 753 still running. We've got 262 Godden still lively. 843 Bodger hasn't hit anything for a bit, but he's about to line himself up a target. If he sneaks up on Buster, he better make sure he finishes him off. But instead of that, Buster disappears off onto the speedway, goes perilously close to the green grass, but he has other fish to fry, and trying to nail Jethro to the wall. Jethro's not having any of that. He managed to slip by him. Still got enough go in the car to manage to get reverse gear out of it as well as forward. The 731 gets turned around on the far side, and that's Bodger doing so in 843. So Alan Hunt, Jethro, he's still in the hunt. Pardon the pun again. 264 Welland likewise. 262 Godden. 843 Osborne. And I think one other still moving. Yep, it's 753 still moving at the present time. We thought it was all over for Billy Cunningham earlier on, but nope, he's managed to squeeze a little more out the car. Oh, big hit there on Jethro by Mark Welland. Mark's a crafty old customer when it comes to DDs too, so I think he might well be down to the last pairing in this one. The runner-up also generally gets a bit of applause on the lap of honour maybe. We'll see what sort of fight it is, but at the moment it's Jethro and it's Pete Osborne trying to finish off Buster Godden between them, which they seem to have managed to successfully do. Jethro now lining himself up to chase after somebody else, but in goes Welland just to make sure if they haven't done the job right that he can finish it all together. Buster manages at that point to actually have the car roll in a constructive direction, but I don't think that's going to go any further than that. 753 then, Cunningham, and 528 Jethro, big hit down here in front of us. And Alan Tibbs is mobile once again. It's a blue flag for 843, a blue flag. Yes, they're encouraging. Oh, he didn't need much encouraging. Young Pete goes steaming in, and Alan Tibbs this time, I think that probably has finished Al's car. I think Alan's okay, fortunately, but the two of them both yep, no, neither of those are going to work any further. So it's Buster Godden in car 262, the red one. And as predicted, 528 Alan Jethro Hunt, who is trying to track him down just at the moment. It gets a bit tricky at this point because neither of them have got too much in the way of good steering, but if they can get lined up for a big hit, that should be about it. Job done. Now, Buster seems to be lacking cogs in the reverse direction, and he's got himself into a position where I really don't think he's going to get out of there without some assistance. That assistance is forthcoming, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mean the AA recovery boys, because here comes Jethro. I think he's going to move him on just a tad. Oh, he gets gone to the grass, very close. That was bash. There you go. That manages to has it silenced him? I don't know, Buster's not finished yet. I think he still wants to have another go. Jethro's going to make sure that he wedges him in there, but once again that red car has a charmed life. And Buster manages to back off. He hasn't got very much suspension at the back, then the wheel arches seem to be crumpled around the wheels, but he's still managing to spin them. But Jethro looking pretty good in this one. Having said that, we've seen engines go off bang at the very last knockings for a likely winner in the past. He's still revving the absolute nuts off of that 528 car. There's a rear wheel about to detach itself, but it looks like he may have done enough to do the job. Or has he? Nope, he's coming back for one last time. It does look to me as though Buster has probably got to give this the best. He's going to finish him off, ladies and gentlemen. Do we want... Oh, no, we don't, because he's coming out the window. It's a red flag. Buster Godden, ladies and gentlemen, put up a great fight, but there's your winner. Give him a round of applause. A big cheer, please, for Alan Jethro Hunt.
Thank everybody now. Switch off.
Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. We'll see you again.
whatever it is, this Toyota, blah, 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 manages to rearrange the rear end of the 304 car, but it doesn't stop out, he trundles off again. This time Limbo turns around, follows in that direction, we've got Jethro hitting back around the track again. 33, that's looking pretty well bent. And Lidbo is about to take one. Is quite big, or is it no? Can't move it. It's looking it's showing you control. Staying off the brake. Takes it Jethro. So does 753 still running, we've got 216 Gordon still lively, 843 Roger hasn't hit this thing for a bit, but he's about to line himself up a target. If he sneaks up on Buster, you better make sure he finishes him off. Instead of that, Buster disappears off onto the speedway and goes perilously close to the green grass, but he had another fish to fry and tried to nail Jethro to the ball. Jethro's not having it in there. He managed to slip by him, still got enough diversity around him as well as Paul. 731 gets turned around on the far side, and that's Bodger doing so. It's 843. Jethro, he's still in the hunt. Again, 264 Welland, likewise, 262 Golden, 843 Osborne. And I think... Yes, it's 753. We'll leave it for the present time. Big hit there on Jethro by Mark Welland. Mark's the old DD. Pairing in this one. Runner-up also generally gets a bit of see what sort of fight it is. At the moment it's Jethro and Osborne trying to finish on between them. Jethro now lining himself up to chase after somebody else, but he's doing well. They haven't got the job right. Finish it all together. And Buster manages at that point to actually have the car roll in a constructive direction. I don't think that's going to go any further than that. 753 then, Cunningham, and 528 Jethro, big hit down here in front of us. And Alan Tibbs is he's going to
Come on, Jeff!
That manages to has it silenced? I don't know, Buster's not finished yet. I think he still wants to have another go. Jethro's going to make sure that he wins.
Come on, Buster! Come on, Buster!
Suspension at the back, the wheel arches seem to be crumpled around the wheels, but he's still managing to spin them.
Go on, Buster!
Pretty good in this one. Having said that, we've seen engines go bang and
go on, Buster!
Likely winner in the past. He's still revving the absolute nuts off that final.
Go on, boy!
There's a rear wheel about to detach itself.
Come on, Buster, move yourself!
May have done enough to do the job.
Yeah, he's going to smash that, he's going to do it. He's going to do it.
He's coming back for one last time. It does look to me as though Buster has probably got to give this best. He's going to finish him off, ladies and gentlemen. Do we want more?
Fuck off, Jeff!
It's a red flag. Buster Godden, ladies and gentlemen, put up a great fight, but there's your winner.